Something strange is going on with Usman Jang and the Oklahoma City Thunder, as after 3 Summer League games in Salt Lake City, the Oklahoma City Thunder decided not to have him participate in any more games in the Summer League, as you can see here from this tweet here by the OKC Thunder Wire on USA Today. And we're going to break down the article, just kind of go into what was said. There wasn't a lot, so I just figured I might as well break it down. It includes his stats and maybe a little bit of speculation from my side especially of what could potentially be going on with Ousmane Dieng. But as you can see there, he's no longer playing with Oklahoma City Thunder for the rest of the Summer League, all right? And this is his 3rd year in the league. It's going to be his 3rd year in the league. It's the crucial part where a lot of teams end up deciding if someone's going to be a valuable asset to the team when they drafted them, or if it's better off to kind of move and part ways with this certain guy. But before we get into all that and break down what's going on with Ousmane Dieng, just want to take a moment and say, if you guys enjoy the content, you find yourself coming back on a regular basis, it would mean the world to me if you guys could hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support the channel, and it's the best way to stay up to date when a new video drops here on Thunder Digest. With that out of the way, we can go ahead and get into the video and break down the article and a little bit of speculation from my side why Ousmane Dieng could be pulled from Summer League, and just why, it kind of makes sense, but then again, it's strange. Usually you don't see a team just straight up and be like, you know what, he's done playing, all right? Especially after a few shaky performances. He played all right. He's putting up points, decent, stats across the board with like 15, 5, and 5, I think. As the shooting numbers were down, I figured they would probably want to see him play against some other teams as well to see if it was just, shaking off some rust, hasn't played in a while in a game-like situation. Maybe he's trying to see what he's actually doing, shake off that rust a little bit, and play the next, 4 games I think we have guaranteed. So it was kind of strange to see that, but breaking down the article here, and you guys already know who wrote this, is Clemente Almanza. Love his articles, reading them. But this is what he had to say. The Oklahoma City Thunder will sit out 3rd-year forward Ousmane Dieng for the remainder of the 2024 Summer League, per head coach Daniel Dixon. This has always been the plan for OKC, so I didn't know that, all right? I didn't know that was a plan just the 3 games and then boom, done, all right? Dieng concludes his 3rd Summer League stint with mixed results. He played all 3 games at Utah from July 8th through 10th. He averaged 15.7 points on 34.6% shooting, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. So decent stats when you look at the points and rebounds and assists. But the shooting numbers from the field, 34.6%, that's not really great. It's not great to see that. It's not efficient at all, and we know the Oklahoma City Thunder, we like our efficient shooters, right? We were one of the most efficient shooting teams in the league last season. Going through the rest of this year, he did shoot 40% from 3 on 6.7 attempts. However, this is a little bit of a surprising decision, but aligns with how the Thunder usually handle the Utah and Las Vegas split of their Summer League tenure the last couple of years. So when you look at it, it makes sense. Okay, he's not a rookie. He's a 3rd-year player. We usually do this for our 3rd and 2nd years guys. However, I would have expected it a little bit differently with Ousmane Dieng, as we're trying to see if he can actually contribute and help out this Oklahoma City Thunder team next season, trying to win a championship, because he has the potential. We've seen glimpses of Us being a very solid player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He has that potential. He has the size. He has every part of his game on it. It's just, it doesn't ever always click together. He has 1 good game, then 5 just bad or mediocre games. He's never consistently good at one aspect of his game. One night he's good at shooting. The next he's good at defense. The next he's good at playmaking. The next he's a really good rebounding, using his size. It's just he doesn't have that one consistent part about it. And he can't ever put it all together. That's been the problem with him. And that's the problem I've recognized in Summer League as well when I've watched these games, all right? He's not an efficient shooter. That 2nd game he shot efficiently, but the 1st game and the last game, he wasn't an efficient shooter. So right there, as you can already see, he doesn't ever, he's not consistent shooting-wise. Okay, rebounds. Is he a consistent rebounder, giving you 5 rebounds a game? Not necessarily, all right? There was 1 game he got 6 boards, and I think there was another one he got like 2. So he's not a consistent rebounder. Playmaker, that might be the most consistent part about his game, is his assist numbers. Even then, it's not very consistent, what we've seen in Summer League. 3-point shooting, haven't been consistent either. Last game, he shot 3 of 10 from behind the 3-point line. Another game, I think he went perfect. So it's one of those things where it's like, okay, he's just not consistent. He doesn't have this one thing he consistently does, and he just needs to also play a little bit more aggressive. And he doesn't play consistently aggressive either. There's 1 game, that 2nd game, he played aggressive, and that was the best game we've seen him play in the entirety of his Summer League games that he's ever had. But then the next game, he wasn't playing quite as aggressive. And of course, he was going to have an off night. So it's just he needs to be consistently aggressive. I think he'd play fine. That's been the problem, though. He likes to play passive like he's a 6'3" guard instead of a 6'10" stretch 4 that he is. That's been the problem. That's why I haven't, I used to be so high on Jang. After watching him in Summer League, though, and frankly, he should be dominating, being the best player out there. After those first 3 games, I was disappointed. I'm disappointed in him. And I think it might be time to part ways with him. But before I get into that, though, there's this one little piece of information in this article that I'm going to go ahead and talk about. Just cover it here. The 21-year-old is in the most important offseason yet. This season will essentially decide his future with the Thunder after 2 years of development in the background. It's time for Jang to be an actual rotational piece next season. If not, it could spell the end of Jang's tenure with the Thunder. He was viewed as a long-term project when he was selected with the number 11 pick of the 2022 NBA draft. That's the last piece of information from the article. And like he was saying there, I agree with it. I think this just spells doom for Jang right here, taking him out there and how he's performed so far in the Summer League. I think we're done with him. I do. We might give him 20 games into the season, have him be on the NBA roster, not really play at the blue, and see how he does. And if he doesn't perform how we think he's supposed to with the rotation minutes he gets, then we could trade him. I could see us end up trading him, or I could also see us trading him right now in the offseason. He has been disappointing, to say the least. He has these moments, which is great. I've been so high on him. I think he can be a great player in the NBA. Not all-star level, but a guy that can, turn a team from making it to the semifinals to potentially making a finals appearance. I think he's that kind of player for a squad if he's in the starting lineup or a 6-man. It's just the problem. He can't consistently put it all together. That's been the problem with him. And watching this Summer League, all right, it quite frankly has me just deluded and just weirded out about what is actually going on with him. Because I get why we took him. Because right there it also even said he was a project. We were going to see if it panned out. We were going to see if he actually played like the guy that a lot of people predicted him to be with all the potential and athleticism he possessed. The problem has been he's never put it all together. He never has. He's inconsistent. That's been the problem. And the Thunder, if you look at the guys we have, we love to be consistent. We love to know what we're getting day in and night out. Us just doesn't provide that. One day, like I mentioned, one game, he's one of the best shooters ever on the team. The next game, he can't hit a boat if he fell out of water. That's the problem with him. He can't consistently do one thing well. And that's why I think we're parting ways with him. After how he's performed in Summer League, after how he's performed the first 2 years of his career, I think we're parting with him. Now, the question is, are we parting him right now in the offseason, or are we parting with him later on in the season, early in the season, after 20 games or so, to see if maybe, okay, it's a fluke, he was just rusty, he can get it all off. I don't have a lot of faith it was just rust and he's actually going to perform, because he looks like he's scared out there. He looks like he's scared. And I want him to play comfortable. I want him to play aggressively as well, because he plays better when he's aggressive. It's just, he hasn't been. He hasn't been being aggressive. He's been playing scared out there, worrying about making a mistake. And when you do that, you just make more mistakes. As an athlete myself, I don't play basketball. I play baseball. But when I think about, I don't want to make a mistake right here, what ends up happening is I make even more mistakes. It's just what happens in sports when you play like that. When you are worried about making a mistake, you end up making more, and that's what Us is doing right now, and he's just in his own head. If he never gets out of it, he'll never be an actual piece for the Thunder, and I see us trading him then. And the reason, who are we trading him for? You guys are probably all wondering that. I keep saying that. Oh, he's probably getting traded. Who are we trading him for? Well, just a little bit of speculation. I don't know who we could be trading him for. We could be trading him for more picks, as we don't really have a ton in 2028. I could see Mark try to load up on another first-round pick or two in 2028 to kind of extend and give us more role players on the squad when we have some guys leave by that time, give us some security. But another guy on the list right now that's been in speculation a ton lately, okay? I don't know what that is. Some Febreze thing just went off in the background. But Lauri Markkanen, apparently, a mystery team has offered as much as 3 first-round picks to the Jazz for Lauri Markkanen. Okay, Now, this does spell the Thunder all over it. Like, I just smell, Sam Presti all over this potential trade, apparently, with the amount of first-round picks that we do have, especially next season. But something else I kind of see is, like, packaging Usman Jang and maybe even someone else, like a two-way guy, in that trade for Lauri Markkanen and 3 or 4 first-round picks. I can kind of see that. Now, do we necessarily need him? I don't think we necessarily need him now after all the additions we've made in the offseason, but it would be nice. We'll talk about that in another video. It's just one of those things where, like, okay, if we're trading him, it kind of makes sense, especially since he just played in Salt Lake City in front of the Utah Jazz front office. They probably saw some stuff they like and saw the potential, like, okay, maybe we go after him. I could see a trade to Utah for him. I could see, Jang going to Utah. Now, I don't know if we can get Lauri from him. Maybe it's more picks. I don't know. But I definitely could see that happening, where he goes there after playing it from that crowd, or the 2 other teams that were in Utah and Philadelphia and Memphis, something like that along the lines. But I do see us trading him, especially if he gets rotation minutes starting off in the NBA season for the 2024-2025 season. If he gets rotation minutes and just, quite frankly, I like saying that, phrase a lot, but if he quite frankly underperforms, he doesn't do anything of use for us, and we're not playing as well with him in the rotation, I see us getting rid of him. And that's what it's leaning towards right now. And it's strange for us to just take him out of the Summer League when he's just been a little bit inconsistent. We want to see some more of him because I feel like we haven't seen the most out of Jang so far in Summer League. But that's all I got for this video. Let me know what you guys personally think about Jang. Should we trade him? Is it, time to abandon this Usman Jang hype train? Or should we still riding it and, be like, hey, let it play out this season. If it doesn't work out, he'll have 1 more year left on his contract. Get rid of him before he just becomes a free agency and we let him walk for nothing. Let me know down in the comments what you guys personally think about what we should do with Ousmane Dieng, and I'll see you guys in the next video.